It is now my privilege to introduce co-founder of SARRC, founder of First Place, and Matt's mom, Denise Resnik.
Thank you. Thank you. 2 years ago, we hosted a national family roundtable to discuss adult residential concerns and to test a concept we'd been incubating for about 15 years. We gave each of our family participants 2 large pieces of poster paper and a marker. On one page, we asked them to draw representations of their greatest hopes and dreams, and on the other, their fears. What every family drew was a home, but the home was just one part of a much bigger picture. They also drew job, recreation, and vocational activities. They drew places of worship, healthcare, friends, and the wheels on the bus. Joining me on stage is the representation of our supportive community. These are the people that are making dreams possible. I've asked each of them to introduce themselves and to tell you a little bit more about the steps that they've taken to support individuals with autism. Dave, let's start with you.
I'm Dr. Dave Bolman, the Provost of the University of Advancing Technology. We're in the 3rd year of a program with SARRC where we bring young individuals who have autism and a passion for technology to our campus, give them a week-long immersive experience so that they learn to navigate college and hopefully go on, earn their degrees, and then become engineers and technologists.
I'm Barb Kozuh with Delta Dental of Arizona Foundation, Director of Community Benefit. And Delta Dental of Arizona Foundation works to improve oral health throughout Arizona by promoting good dental hygiene and disease prevention. We do this by funding education, cleanings, sealant programs, and screenings. We worked with SARRC to create a guide for dental professionals as there was a need for dental professionals who would work with children with autism. And we put together with SARRC an advisory group of dental professionals, nonprofit organizations, and autism specialists to create these guides. And there are 3 guides. One is for the dental professional to create the most positive experience possible for the patient. And then there is a guide for caregivers and a guide for parents to incorporate good dental hygiene every day into your child's routine so it becomes a habit.
Rita Hamilton, I'm director of the Phoenix Public Library. Because the library is a learning organization, SARRC's Community Works program is a perfect fit for us. In this program, SARRC teens are paired with typical teens, and library staff train them to do typical tasks in the library, like putting books in order, shelving books, labeling them. They help maintain the collection. They help with children's programs. This program has been in operation at the Burton Bar Central Library since 2008, and the SARRC teens donate almost 1,000 hours of service to the library every year.
I'm Doug Sanders. I'm President and Chief Executive Officer for Sprouts Farmers Market. My wife Cindy and I became involved in the autism community back in September of 2009 when our youngest son Ethan was diagnosed with autism just before he turned 3 years old. We soon found ourselves in the Jumpstart program at SARRC, and that's where our journey really began. Now, a lot has happened in the 5 years since our diagnosis. Cindy and I co-chaired the Walk Now for Autism Speaks event back in 2010. Ethan has made tremendous strides and comes home from school every day telling us how he's crushing 2nd grade. And at Sprouts, we've continued our efforts to raise awareness for autism and raising funds. We've raised over $5 million to support the walk, which obviously supports research and family support services for families with autism. And we've taken that next step and are employing individuals with autism in a number of our stores. Today, we employ 15 individuals with autism and hope to serve as a role model for other businesses to do the same.
Doug, for you and Barb, could you share with us any reservations or obstacles that you had in working with SARRC or individuals with autism?
Sure. At Sprouts, we've always fostered a service culture, and that's one that's based on serving our customers, serving the community, and serving each other. But let's face it, the life of a store manager is not an easy life. They oversee 100+ team members every day and work hard to meet the needs of thousands of customers each week. So I was concerned with, wondering how receptive our store managers would be with having an individual with autism in their stores. Now you can imagine my surprise when so many of them stepped up and said, "Count me in," because they looked at this as an opportunity to extend our service culture, and really at the end of the day, because it was the right thing to do. When you talk to those store managers today, they use words like hardworking, detail-oriented, dependable, reliable, and great with our customers to describe their team members with autism. And as we all know, there's nothing that builds pride more in an individual than working hard every day and earning a salary. So we're extremely proud of our partnership with SARRC and the ability to make these opportunities so that individuals with autism can take that next step towards independence.
At Delta Dental of Arizona Foundation, our reservation was how to work with the dental community and dental professionals to get them to understand the issues people who have sensory issues would have in the dental office. Being touched with a latex glove, having a metal dental instrument in your mouth, having your mouth open for that amount of time, having water squirted in your mouth, sights, sounds, that bright light like these shining in your face the whole time. But once we created the guides with SARRC, it was so easy to go and take these out into the community and into our dental community and all our providers across the state to show them how easy it can be just to become sensitive to what the concerns would be.
Rita, for you and Dave, could you share more with us about some of the benefits you and your teams have enjoyed as a result of your work?
Well, for the library, there have been many, many benefits. First and foremost, certainly would be that the teen service helps improve our customer service. They do tasks that help keep the library collection in order, and it's very important that everything's in order in the library. So that alone has just been a great service. But I think one of the bigger impacts really is as the teens grow and learn, working alongside our staff, the staff also grows and learns. And what they learn is how to work with the community, how to serve individuals who have autism. And that's a great benefit. Now, let me tell you about Dustin. Dustin loves Pokemon. And he noticed that the library had lots of Pokemon movies, but we did not have any Pokemon TV shows. And so he worked with our staff and helped us select the right Pokemon TV shows that he knew everyone would enjoy. And so he became one of us. He started selecting materials for the library and making that available to the community. He became one of us, and I think that's the most important piece here, is that the library can be an opportunity to provide the work experience, but it also is we've created a home for these teens in the library, and we see them come in years afterwards, and we know that the library has become a lifelong resource that they can always turn to.
Good story. At UAT, our experience is this immersive thing, and students begin as young adults. We simulate what it is to apply to college. We talk them through it. They move into the dorms, the families come in, they decorate the walls, we do an orientation, they do a week of worth of classes, they live in the dorms, they eat with students, they work on projects, they have classes change on them, and it culminates at the end of the other week on a Saturday where these young adults come in and they're presenting their films, their robots, the games that they've built, and they're being surrounded by the faculty who work with them and the counselors from SARRC and their parents, and they do these stories. And when I think of the benefit, I remember more often than not, there'll be a parent who'll say, in my entire experience with my son or daughter, I never thought I would drop them off to college. I never thought I'd have this moment that felt like a graduation, and now I have hope. And institutionally, that is one of the most powerful emotional benefits we have. The other benefit we really feel is as teachers, as schools, we're about being good at teaching. And what better way to learn about teaching than to work with individuals who have a different style and different method. And SARRC provides us with training, and our teachers go through this and experience and become good at it. And so we're better with all of our students because of the experience. Finally, one of the benefits we've had, and it's a wonderful one, we had an instructor who, second year into the program, was doing the training we do every year with SARRC, and he'd been grappling with his teenage son and based on the training, had the son diagnosed, discovered he was on the spectrum, is now getting help at SARRC, and actually attended our camp last year, and their family life is so much better because of it. And so there's been many benefits.
What pieces of advice would you share with our guests today about taking their next step? And Doug, let's start with you.
Sure. We've always viewed a company like a community, and the fabric of a community includes everyone. So we know that inside the autism community, there are a number of talented and passionate individuals that can definitely bring value to our company and to your company as well. So what I would say to all the employers out there is, join Sprouts in taking the next step and giving individuals with autism an opportunity to succeed.
Well, I would invite you to come to the library and see the Community Works program in action. The teens do a great job. You can see how easily the staff can work with them. Talk to the staff and understand that there are many, many benefits, and it's an easy thing to do.
Well, autism touches everyone, a lot of people in our community, and we with Delta Dental and SARRC identified a need, and we found a solution. So my advice would be, if you see a need to work with your community, to work with your network, to work with your contacts, to find a solution, because it's a very fulfilling experience.
Something I love about our community, our city, and SARRC is how easy it is to take an idea and make something happen. And my advice to everybody would be to realize it's not hard. When we started this project 3 years ago, it was an idea and a conversation, and SARRC was there at every step of the way. They talked us through it, they helped us navigate the trainings, and institutionally, it's one of the simplest things we've ever done. So don't be afraid, just do it.
Our supportive community is unique across North America. It is our special ingredient, and it's opening doors so that more individuals at every age can explore new opportunities and be given a chance to succeed. Please join me in thanking our SARRC champions and those who are leading by example. As parents of children with autism, we worry a lot. Our number one fear is safety. And although technology and alarms are important, the number one safety and security system is more eyes and ears, like all of yours. The looming question for us as families is, who's going to care for our child when we're no longer able to do so? Who's going to help him to be safe, to be healthy, to be happy, to live to his potential, and to not slide backwards? This is our son, Matt. 21 years ago, we were told to love, accept, and plan to institutionalize this child. Instead, what if we had been told a few decades ago that Matt could be an entrepreneur? He could be an employer. He could be a community contributor. And this is Matt today, 23 years old. He's the mixer, baker, and packager of Smile Biscotti, which stands for supporting and SMILE stands for supporting Matt's independent living enterprise. He has engaged 6 co-workers, and they have sold 89,000 biscotti, and you can buy some today. And although Matt has a very good work ethic and he's a very hard worker, he's still significantly impacted by his autism with limited communications and social skills, and he still doesn't recognize danger. So how does a young man with autism, like Matt, live independently? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is First Place. First Place is a new mixed-use residential development that's being sited in the heart of our supportive community in the city of Phoenix, within walking distance to light rail and public transit. It's for individuals with autism and other special abilities. It is not a licensed facility, it is not congregate care, it is not a medical home. It is innovative. It is new. It is supported by a suite of services and amenities, and it will be transformational. And you will be hearing more about First Place, and you'll hear a lot of things. But the most important things you should consider about First Place is that it's home for the individuals who live there. It is an enriching environment for those who work and learn there. And it's peace of mind for family and friends who come and go. And we've been able to take the next step with First Place by having former SARRC board members join us in establishing a new nonprofit, First Place AZ, to focus on the real estate. And we've been able to take this next step because of this supportive community and SARRC's extraordinary leadership, which starts with its board of directors, its senior leadership, and its remarkable team.